It's Monday night, November 11th. It's Veterans Day here in America. We're going to take a look at some Apple shots. Very, very creative shots from the first group that met on Saturday, and looks like we've got some good creative shots going on now. So I'm going to unmute Yurish because I think his shots are the first ones up. And Brett, I'm going to unmute Brett. And I'm going to try Russell again. Nothing happens. Russell, I'll be
Yes, sir.
watching for you. Are you there, Russ?
Hey, Don.
Yeah, Girish.
Sorry, Don. Can you hear me? This is Brett.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just checking. I'm on my Android phone.
Yep, I can.
I uploaded at 5. I think I missed the cutoff.
Yeah, it's got to be earlier than that, guys, because, I mean, get it up the day before because it all depends on what I'm doing just before the show. Did yours
Oh,
not
that's fine.
make it either? Let's see.
No, it says I did it at 5. I know it was late, so that's fine.
Yeah, if you can get it up the day before, because the day of just depends on where I'm going to be as I'm out and about doing these things. Let's see, public HTML, content, uploads, Monday review. No, yours should be on here because I don't have it.
No, I didn't see it.
Wait a minute. Um, is it? Nope, it's not that one. What's it look like, Brett?
It is a picture of apples in a wooden bowl on burlap with a couple apples off the side and a mason jar filled with cider.
Email it to me. If you email it to me, much faster. I can I can get it up really really fast if you email it to me.
Okay, let me see if I can get to it. I'm not in front of my computer. Let me give it a whirl.
Okay. Wow. Um, yeah, it's just I can't do it quickly on the Mac, guys. I just can't. Sorry about that. Uh, FileZilla can't even find where to put it, and Irene's picture is coming up, but it says I can't do anything with it.
That's okay, Don. Don't worry about it.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into these here. We got Michelle is here. Mitch is here. I'm going to try Russell one more time. It worked. My goodness. Okay, let's take a look at Zurich. Bunch of
All
different
right.
apples.
Yeah, there are 4 different apples here.
Um, we've got red delicious, green delicious. Looks like some of that new yellow apple that I saw at Safeway. And really, very tasty apple. Um, did you do? Is this all done in Photoshop, or are these multiple apples that you put together out here floating around?
Well, I actually put 4 sets of these apples and shot them separately, and then I photoshopped them into a composite.
Oh, okay. Did you shoot them out of focus, or did you use Photoshop for that?
Photoshopped that.
Okay, cool. How did you light it?
Uh, I had I had a strobe at the back for the backlight, and and I had a speed light with umbrella. Actually, it was a reflector umbrella, silver on the camera left 45 degrees front, and I had a reflector on the right hand side,
Okay,
a
so we're
big,
getting a
large
reflector in
white.
this red
Yeah, that's
apple
the
here.
reflector.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely. Now, This is like put together with a toothpick or something, right?
No, actually, I did it with a thread. So I tied a nail at one end and pushed the thread all the way through and hung the apple. So these
Okay.
apples were hanging, and that's why I managed to get them at different angles was because I was just pushing them around and taking pictures. So I got them
Well,
all at different angles.
and it's really interesting to me because we pick up the highlight of the fill card on this one, but we don't get it on this yellow one. Um, wow,
Hmm.
and we don't get it on this red apple up here. It seems to me we should. I mean, a lot of different angles. Is that not a very big card there to the right side?
Yeah, it is a huge card. It
Huh,
is a 5 by 4.
huh. That's weird. I mean, to my eye, it doesn't even look like this yellow one's getting any fill, does it?
That's true.
And yet, I mean, look at this red one getting that bounce there and there. Oh, very interesting. Just the different ways the skins of the apple are taking that light. Very cool. Nicely done, Jirish. Good concept. Good concept. Well executed. Let's see this next one here is close up. I actually, when I looked at the thumbnails, I actually like this one better.
Yeah, I actually did the first one, and then when I was trying to save as web, right, it gives a little smaller picture. That's when it actually cropped it to this size, and or it gives you a preview at a smaller size, and that's why I kind of said I might do another crop.
Ah, yeah, yeah. I like this. This is these apples back here being out of focus. Um, I noticed you dropped your background down to just a very slight gray. Is that because of your highlights running up here?
Yes, it was to actually get the differentiation between that and the.
Yep. Yeah, that's again nicely done. Be real discerning about your apples, and it looks to me like you chose some very nice apple slices here. That little right there in the highlight, that little dimple right there, I'd probably go
Yes.
so far as to take that out, make that white like this, round it here.
Okay, I'll do
Um,
that. Yeah, I
just
actually took a long time just searching for these apples.
oh yeah, they know me up at the Safeway now. I'm the guy that stands there going through 30 apples, being very careful. I don't want to damage anything. I'm not being a jerk about it, but I've got to find the right green pepper. And then when you get up to the checkout stand, you want to go, no, I'll hold it. I'll hold the apples. Thank you. Don't bang them around,
Actually,
please.
I did do that. They thought I was weird.
Yeah. So they must think I'm the weirdest food guy on the planet. Anybody else come in? Oh yes, Ricardo came in. All right, nicely done, Jurish. Good concept. Um, I would work a little bit on this. The way you did the apples here. This one's closer than this one, right? And yet,
Yes.
and yet they're the same out of focus.
Actually, there is a slight variation in that. I did vary the Gaussian blur,
Did
right? So
you?
the one behind, yes, but it's very slight difference. I didn't know how far to take those, right? So I
I
did,
probably would have given it a little more differentiation. You
okay,
know, either make this one a little bit sharper and that one stay where it is, or leave this one where it is and take that one even more out of focus. So we got that sense of depth.
okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, somebody's feeding back. Oh, doesn't tell me who. All right. Sounds like somebody has a radio on. If you're the person with a radio on, mute yourself, please.
Might be
Oh,
watching Monday Night Football.
Ah, Monday Night Football. What is this football you speak of? Okay.
Not soccer.
And whose is this?
hey Ron, it's Michelle.
Michelle, is this yours?
Yeah,
All right. What are these frozen apples? Is that what these are?
yeah, that was the intent. They're green apples. Essentially, what I was trying to do is have a red apple with show vitality versus the other apples. And yeah, it was my imitation of frozen.
How did you do that?
With a lot of trouble. Well, I had these apples in the freezer for most of the week, and nothing really worked. Like I really wanted that frosted thing,
Mm-hmm.
so I ended up using milk and spraying them all week.
Ah, okay. And then just
So
layering the frozen milk on them then.
yeah, yeah,
At Christmas time, they have a spray that looks like frost. Have you seen it? You spray it on
yeah,
windows and stuff.
yeah.
They only sell it at Christmas time. When it comes out this year, I would encourage all of you to grab a can or two and just put it away. You never know when it might come in handy. I don't know if it would have worked on these apples.
I I tried it.
Oh, you did. It did. It did. It didn't work then.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
Okay. Yeah, I've
A
used
lot
it
of
on.
testing, a lot of testing and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I have used it on glass products and had it not be too bad. Um, but it
Good.
also sort of depended on the brand. Some of that stuff's just terrible. It's
Yeah, yeah.
just garbage. They look frozen to me. You sold me on it. So there you go. Um, and then I think what else sold me on it is this background that you made look like snow down here.
Well, actually, it is. I
Oh,
actually crushed ice, but it's so much out of focus that
yeah,
what
we get the
you thought
idea.
it looked like. Yeah, well, I thought it looked like clouds, but once
Yeah,
I
I, I bought it. I bought it as snow right away, reflecting the blue sky. So
good,
yeah,
good.
yeah, nicely done. A nice composition too. Very graphic. All the graphics work in here. That's very nice. Fix that little thing right there.
Oh, okay,
It's not a big deal, but we don't need it. We don't need that distraction there.
okay,
And
sure.
then the light we've got looks like we've got a big light and a small light together. Is that what's going on?
Well, I believe it or not, I was in a carport. Up in Canada, we have carport tents
Mm-hmm.
for the snow. So I was inside that tent, and actually, I was having the sun. The sun was kind of pointing in. So, I had a lot of trouble with the light because I had like about 15 minutes, and then I would lose the sunlight.
Ah. Oh, so the
Yeah.
sun's
Oh,
really low on the horizon then.
yes.
Okay. Now, do you have a?
But uh,
I see this beautiful, big, soft specular here. That's the tent, I take it.
yes, yes.
And is there anything to this side?
A blue light reflecting on the snow.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I had to obviously I had to mask it so it wouldn't reflect on the apples.
On these apples.
Yeah, I had a hard time with the red apple because I'd see the blue light on that side. Anyways, it was a challenge. It was a good challenge, to be honest.
Well, good. If it's not a challenge, we're not learning anything. Very good, Michelle.
Well, thank
Very
you.
nicely done. Russell, wow, very clever. Well, you took the apple a day doctor thing right away, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, I did. I was like, uh, I had the stethoscope from my rescue squad days, and I just happened to be messing with it and was like, that kind of looks like a dragon if you like squint really hard. Um, and then I was like, I could take the slices and make a dude.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to do to this because the more I got into it, the more I realized needed to be added to it. Because like the crushed seamless I was using to give like a cave texture or
Uh huh.
whatever
Right.
worked, but it needed some kind of texture on its surface, which, that snow stuff, or I don't know where my local hobby shop is because I was like, the stuff the train guys uses, I need to find out what that is.
Yeah, you could probably also use the texturing stuff they use for ceilings, and walls that you spray the texture, spray it on here, and
Yeah,
then paint it, spray paint it with browns, couple of different browns could work. I would like to see it a little bit more out of focus, actually. So, so if it went back just like
Yeah,
another foot or so, yeah. And then your light.
Yeah, that was mainly just place. And by the time I had this all set up, it was like if I touch anything, it all dies.
Yeah.
But I thought the same thing. I was like, oh.
I like your apple. The light coming from the front on the apple bothers me because the light on the stethoscope is coming from the side. So I'm wondering if from backside this apple, because the light coming from that angle flattens this apple up, so we don't have shape where we really need the shape. Is that an umbrella that I see in the apple here?
It's actually a small softbox.
Small
But then
softbox.
after I got into shooting this a lot, I realized that what I needed was a smaller softbox because what I was trying to go for was like, the entrance to the cave, and it's just too big.
Well,
So
that's
it's
when
not directional enough.
that's when you
And,
use flags. Flags would probably have done it, where you could have brought in a couple of dark cards, right out of frame here, and you just start to squeeze them together to make that light look more like it's coming through a narrow area, which, in other words, would have lit him up but been falling off towards these other things, right? Cards, flags will work better for that than trying to get a small light source, because the smaller the light source, the more it's going to be a pinpoint of a
Right.
thing here. And if it was, if you were going for a cave entrance, it would look like a cave. It would be tall on the apple. So flags are your friend, as many as you can use on something like this as you need. Yeah.
Yeah, I had run out of time, and I was like, okay, what I really need to do is I need to just take some of this extra paper and cut a thing that looks like, just
Yeah.
a cave-ish shape, and then put that in there.
And then not let it go so dark over here. Well, it just seems like this. Like when I mentally crop it here, it works better for me because there's nothing here.
Yeah,
I don't know what that adds to the shot.
The paper was fighting me on that because I kept going back. I'd try and recrinkle the paper so it would catch stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then as soon as I got back to the camera, it would fall back. And I'd shoot it, and I'd be like, wait, it went back where it was.
Yeah.
Son of a-
Oh yeah.
Pins and clamps, and I don't know what was going on.
Good concept. Very good concept. And who's going to claim this one?
This is me, Bob Nil.
I should have recognized you. I hope this bow isn't cocked.
No, it's not. No, the
Good.
arrow's just resting on there.
Great expression, Bob.
Thanks. I had to try out a couple. It's actually a composite. I shot the me separately and then the bow separately, so I could get the focus, or I could get the arrow in focus.
Ah, okay. I was just going to ask you at what aperture you used to get all of this so sharp.
I actually shot me. I think it was f11 or f16.
Yeah.
And even then, with a 50mm lens, it still wasn't getting enough of the bow, so I just shot it separately and focused on that and composited it together.
And big softbox. I love what the softbox is doing with this.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's a bare speedlight with a reflector on that, and then there's a white card underneath to get the bottom of the arrow.
Really?
But I was really surprised at how much light that's showing. You can almost see it at the top where your cursor, just right there. There's a hard shadow right above. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
There's a hard shadow just to the left of where your cursor is.
Yeah, that sure looks like a nice big softbox to me. The way it lights it up there. Very
I
nice.
was surprised with how that
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah,
Maybe,
no kidding.
there's a lot of light being thrown around. I've got a white basement that's very cramped and small. It could be light from some of the other lights that are being bounced around in there too.
Yeah. I'm looking at this hand and I'm going, wow, if that's a direct light, there's got to be something else going on, because
Yeah, there's a white card on the inside of the thumb,
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's kind of helping that out.
All right. The little spray light behind the shoulders there, that's pretty cool. Keeping it
Yes,
up like that. You didn't put it in the traditional position, which drives the attention, of course, to the apple.
right. I wanted it to kind of look like a spotlight effect, like almost like a circus spotlight.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think I thought this shot when it was the thumbnail, I thought this shot was very cool. Yeah.
I don't know if it's too much like the Seth Godin Twitter icon or like the cover of his book. I think there's a shot of him like that.
Yeah, but Seth got it from someone else too, so.
And there are worse people I could copy from.
Yeah, and I can't remember where he found it, but yeah, he did. He got it from someone else too. So, Bob, you're getting a little shaggy here, pal.
Yes, it's my winter look.
You grow that winter coat, keep the dome warm. Is that the deal?
Absolutely.
I got it. Okay. Love the light on the sides of the apple. The little small catch light up front is kind of cool because it centers it, and then of course we've got it in the eye as well. So we kind of have a triangle going on here, which is kind of neat. Very clever. And you did this by yourself, or did you have somebody helping you?
I started off doing the test shots by myself, and then a couple of them came out okay, but my face wasn't square to the camera. It wasn't completely symmetrical, so I finally had my girlfriend come down, and she's like, move your face just a millimeter to the left, and a millimeter to the right, and start popping off shots that way, and finally we got it.
Good, because you did get it. This is very nice, very clever, and well done.
Thanks.
Cool. Let's see. Photobella. Who is Photobella?
I think that's
Brett. It's Brett. Brett Reynoso. Is Brett here? He was here. Brett, here's your picture. Oh, he's muted. Sorry about that, Brett. I didn't see you were muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Is this?
Yeah. You know what? I got a phone call that came in and it cut me off on my connection, so I reconnected. That's why I got auto muted.
Okay. So your picture made it up, right?
Okay, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. All right. Cool. Thanks.
Okay, so tell me about this shot. We've got a wide angle lens coming down tight, and is this window light from the back?
No, it's one of those medium Photech soft lighters with a studio strobe.
Okay. Wow, it's giving a nice big wash of light, isn't it?
Yeah, it's boomed over the table there, so it's like a 45. In fact, it's nice soft light. It really covers the all around, wraps around the subject, and then I got a fill card in the front, and I added the cider. It's actually supposed to be cider. I changed the color on the cider because when it first came out, it looked like toilet water, and it was just unappetizing. So I changed the color of that, but I also aimed a speed light, which is coming directly from the left, going through like a 15-degree grid, and to light up the cider a little bit, and also to take out the shadow that was being cast by the cider, being cast forward.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we have a little bit of a shadow here, but that's necessary to keep that feeling of backlight.
Right.
And that seems to work. I think your apples, we've got stems here, and we don't have a stem in this apple. I know it's a little thing. Why don't you take one of these stems that you have here and clone it in? Get a stem on it. I think that because we have them everywhere else, maybe grab this little tip and bring it out of this green apple here. We've got stems on so many of them. And this is our featured apple, and it doesn't have one. I think it'd be easy to add one in there. Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. the the setup of the apples in here is not bad. I would have asked you to keep playing with this setup here. Look a little jumbled.
Okay.
I do like the two apples sitting on the side. It's really great. Your idea of blasting the speed light into the cider seems to have worked really well because I don't see any trace of that light. I just see the effect of the light, which is to lighten the cider up and keep this shadow from going really dark there. Very cool. You know how I'm always saying, we got to darken the background a little bit. What if in this particular case I said, what if we lighten the background 15% to give us even more of a feeling of a gradient of that wash of light coming from the back, because we've got a beautiful gradient across from here up to here, and then it's even, right? Just take this little strip right about there and just kind of bring it up just a little bit. Maybe Lightroom, even Photoshop could probably do it. Kind of give it that feeling.
Yeah, it actually started out with a real hot spot up there. It was really bright. I had to put I put a big black fill card laying flat just at the top of the frame because it was
really blowing it out.
Just too hot at the top. Yeah.
Yep.
So I could probably just adjust that and back in.
Yep. All right, cool. How long did it take you to do the shot?
About 2 hours.
Nice. Nicely done. I like these shots are all so well thought out. So well thought out. This is whose is this shot?
It's mine, Don. It's Dennis.
Dennis. All right. Very Dennis. Very
Thank you.
stripping out everything that's not needed and getting right down to the brass tacks of the shot. And when I first saw it, I thought it was on a fork. I realized it's on a candlestick holder. Is that what that is?
It's a like a little wine glass turned upside down.
Oh, okay. Tell us about the lighting.
It's a 4-foot octabox you recommended. It's that on top, maybe just behind it a little bit.
Okay.
And then there's a gridded strobe coming in from the upper left.
Okay, that's giving us that little spot right there. And is there a card over here somewhere, or is that just coming from the grid?
There was a card there with a bit of foil on that side.
Okay. I really like your background. Is that just an art card?
Yeah, it's just a piece of paper, basically.
Yep. Yeah, if you guys run down to like Flax, if you have a Flax in your town, or a Michaels or something. Of course, Michaels is very expensive, but you can just pick up these colorful poster boards, and they make great backgrounds. And they're, I want to say 24 by 36, maybe a little bit bigger than that, and they make fabulous backgrounds. That's pretty nice.
I got a bunch at the dollar store.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one is from Joanne Fabric or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. I totally forgot about Joanne's. Joanne's is up by Dennis lives not too far from me, so Joanne's is up by us. Yeah, they have them as well. Sure, and they're cheaper at Joanne's than they are at Michael's. Believe me.
Woo! Oh, I thought they're expensive at Joanne.
Well, Michael's are like $10, $11, $12 a piece. Flax they're about $8, and Target they're about $4. And it's just colored paper, for God's sakes. The dollar store, they're $1.
Yeah.
I would, just to clean up this entire look of this thing, I would clone that red out with the glass color. Because we've got green.
I actually cloned.
Go ahead.
What I did with the glass was I took the camera's on a tripod, so I took another shot with a white card behind the glass and then cloned it in.
Okay.
And I probably should have taken a little bit more time because I agree with that. That sliver's kind of bothering me.
Yep. It catches the eye at a break. We know the apple's sitting on something, so there's a natural break there, and then that little bit of color comes through, and it seems wrong to us. It's kind of cool with the green stripe here from the apple, though. That's kind of neat. Definitely leave that in.
Yeah, that was natural there, so
Yeah.
I left it alone.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all.
I wanted to get all the red out of the glass. Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes it really pop too. You could have, if you can get different shapes and things, don't hesitate to spray paint things either. I mean, if this is a nice, very expensive brandy snifter, you don't want to be spray painting them. But if you hit it in the dollar store and you get a white wine glass and you think, spray paint it. Just learn how to apply a couple of different coats, a couple of light coats, and you end up with this beautiful white wine glass that can be used for different props as well. Very cool. Good job, Dennis.
Yeah, Goodwill. Goodwill is a good place for that kind of stuff too. Sometimes they have color glass there also.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, good.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, Goodwill and Salvation Army, both you can find some very, very cool things. And this one is Paul, Mr. Paul.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice, open, airy light here. Just a real feeling of light to it. Apple cinnamon oatmeal.
Yeah.
So tell us what you did.
So it's lit from the back with actually it's a single speed light shot through it's like I guess a curtain liner or something. It's a real sheer kind of white material.
Okay.
So I wanted to just play with that a little bit, and so I did that. And then there's a couple of fill cards in the front.
Okay. Cool. And where did you base your exposure, or did you just do brackets until you found what you wanted?
Well, I metered it first, and I was shooting about, I think it was because I shot at ISO 50 and about f4, and then I found that was blowing everything out. So I made some adjustments. I was able to shoot. I think this one's at 3.2 because I turned down the speed light quite a bit. And I also wanted to pick up a little bit of the texture of the tablecloth, which I think was apparent.
How did you meter it? Where did you put your meter to get your metering?
So I'd set down the small cutting board first before I put the cinnamon or the apples or anything on there, and just I metered towards the camera, just firing the speed light.
Okay. I'm going to give you a hint. In top light or back top light, like you do here, you don't aim it at the camera because it will always give you a way overexposed shot. The way the light is hitting the subject is from the top. So what you do with your meter is lay it down flat so that the meter has the dome has the same shape as the apple. With me? If we aim it at us with that type of lighting, none of the light that's hitting this thing is hitting the meter. We're only metering the shadow, and it's going to say, "Oh, let's go with 2.8." Well, no, it's actually more like 5.6, because of the way the light hits the dome. Yep. So for your product, top and back top lit, the dome goes straight up, splits the difference, just like the apple is splitting the difference here. Half here, half towards the shade. So that'll help. That'll help.
And I actually had I'd actually done a second shot, and for some reason I couldn't upload it. And I think I emailed it to you on Saturday, but I guess it didn't it didn't get to you or something.
It may have. The best way to get it, was it named the same?
I think this one was -1 and the other one was -2.
And it wouldn't take it, huh?
No, it wouldn't let me. Wouldn't let me put it up.
Yeah, we don't have anything on there to prevent it. Did you refresh the page? I wonder if that's.
No, I didn't. I probably just because because it wasn't that important because it wasn't that much different. But it's one I just like better because I got rid of some of the wrinkles in the tablecloth and.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing it. No, actually, I do remember seeing it, and I thought to myself, I like this better. It looked more natural. It does. It just looks more natural, like somebody's thing. I thought the other one was. I couldn't even tell it was a tablecloth actually. So, yeah, really nice, nicely done. I love the light. I love that back light feeling of light is just really nice, and. I can't make out the name over there. Is that Mitch? Is that Mitch? Mitch Heil? Is this yours? I can't hear Mitch. If you're trying to come on, Mitch. There we go. There you go.
You got me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have my mixer on. That would help.
Okay, so we did a kind of a breakfast looking thing here. All right. Tell us how you lit it.
This one was I had a strobe shooting through a softbox. It was on the left side, and it was actually shooting into the ceilings and my white cabinets that are behind the camera. And then I had another speed light shooting through a softbox on the right side into the cabinets to give it a very open feeling.
Okay.
Soft and open.
And you did. I think the background is a little funky. I don't know why. I mean, I like the chair. I think the chair is cool. So I don't know what about it is not working for me.
Right, I had some shots without the chairs, and it just felt too empty.
Yeah.
So I brought them back in. I know I did do some. I brought the clarity down on the background and kind of blurred it up a little bit more than I shot it.
I don't think
that has anything to do with it.
No, I
Is
think.
it the
Go ahead.
Is it the vertical blinds in the background?
It may be. It may just be that the background is so close in color that that's like the shot is the same all the way through.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I'm wondering if we took the background and just made it brighter. Then that would give us a reason to see this light on this thing on these items here. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's the color issue, or the lack of dimension because everything looks very close to the same. If that makes any sense at all.
Yep.
The very last row, I guess it's the whatever's on the table. That geometric shape, which I assume is an apple holder.
Yeah.
Just pulling my eye to it with that red pop on it.
I think that's part of what I'm seeing too. Something's grabbing me from the back, and I don't want it to.
I wonder if you just put like a solid tablecloth on that. I like the glass table, but that would give you that color difference you were talking about.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need the extra layer of food because the tablecloth would give you the context you needed.
That's possible. And that may be it as well, Mitch. Rich might, because what's happening is we get the vertical lines going into the glass, and I think that's where it gets funky for me. So
Okay.
yeah, maybe a tablecloth would have worked better to delineate that table more from the background rather than the glass.
Right.
Yeah, cool. I do like the feeling of light up front here. Need a little more drama going on with it. How far were you away from the window or the outside were you on this?
Um, it's probably 12 feet or so, maybe 10 feet. I'm not sure exactly.
Okay. I would probably have said, had I been there, probably, not for sure, probably, let's go closer to the edge of the light, because the closer we are to the edge of the light, the more drama we're going to get. It's the inverse square law. The farther we're 12 feet back, we're pretty much the same f-stop here as we are here. If we were only a foot in from the shadow line, it would be significantly more of a fall off or a feel of fall off. And don't hesitate to use that natural light outside as a backlight.
Right. Actually, the natural light wasn't even hitting any of it, other than what's outside. And if I had waited like 2 hours, I would have had some nice sun coming through. It would have been kind of orangey golden hour, and it might have warmed everything up a little bit. But
oh, okay.
But yeah, this was lit. It was all my strobes lighting up everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you overlit it.
Okay.
Okay. But you know, certainly not bad.
Yeah, it's still a style I'm trying to work on.
Oh,
the
good.
high key stuff.
Keep working on it, because when it starts to snap for you, you know, you're just going to fall in love with it, and you'll have one more tool under your belt to say, okay, I can do this now.
Yep.
So stay with it. Ricardo.
Hey, Don.
How are you, sir?
Pretty good.
So, what is our light source for this?
Oh, it's daylight.
Daylight?
No reflectors. Was an overcast day and very soft lighting, and just went to my backyard, did a quick setup, and didn't take long for me to take the shot.
Okay.
I actually regret that I didn't try a little longer, but I was babysitting my two daughters, and they don't let me take much time taking pictures.
Yep. One thing I think I would do is go into the apples and clean up the brown where they've been out in the air a little bit too long. Get them up into this nice bright white texture here, because that apple and this apple are the same apple. These need to kind of look like this. So we bring them up to match. Overall, the exposure looks about a half stop under to me. Did you bracket these at all?
No. And I actually did darken a little the top corners.
To get I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. Did you have a fill card over here at all?
No.
Okay. And that might have given you a little bit of snap on these apples as well as a card over here. That card doesn't have to light this corner up. You can actually float that card like 6, 8, 10 inches over the top of this background here, and still have, because the apple's round, so it's going to still pick up that card, even though the card's not lighting up the table. So, yeah, cool. I like the idea, the design, bringing everything into the circle is good. We breaking off of the top of the circle there, which is kind of neat, and you bring it in inside here, so it's one round shape on top of another round shape. They don't match. That's cool. It's dynamic. It works for me. I think I would. Are these real leaves?
Yes, they are.
I think I probably would have gone for a few more leaves, just to add a
It
little
was
bit.
kind of windy. Yeah? I tried, but every time I would go back, the wind would blow away.
Well, tape them down.
I
Little
didn't think about that.
yeah, a little curl of gaffer's tape behind the leaves, and they don't blow away anymore. You just don't want to. You could just staple them and clone them out, but that just seems too much to me. Very good, Ricardo.
Thank you.
Anna.
Can I throw something in on the Browning?
Anna, I saw this on Facebook and really thought it was a beautiful shot. Now, are these baked apples? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, they are.
Wow. I love your little cheesecloth material in here. The warm tones all the way through, and the lighting has a real feeling of old world lighting. So tell us what you did to light this.
It's just one source. It's a Westcott to the right of it.
A Westcott what?
Westcott Apollo.
The 28 or the 50?
It's 28.
It's the 28? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't use fill cards, so you got the real rich, deep shadow, which is the kind of light that this is called for. Where is the light coming from? Is it up here?
It's on the right hand side at the top, so it's like very close to the board at the top edge.
Okay.
So it feathers off down.
Okay. How were the apples?
These lot were all right. We did. This is the second bunch, though. The first bunch ended up in the bin, having set all the smoke alarms off.
Well, yeah. This is a very pretty style. I like your cheesecloth, the curves in the cheesecloth, everything down here. This one little guy's pulled real taut. May have just rounded him off a little bit, but you got to get real picky to find things like that. But real picky is where we live, so it's a beautiful shot. Nicely done, Anna. How long did it take you to do it?
This one was actually done in a couple of minutes. It wasn't our first setup. Our first setup I tried to do was on a platform with the apples facing the camera, and after a bunch of those and a lot of frustration, I actually had the board out with the apples to place them onto the set, and I put them on the floor, looked at it and went, yeah, there's our shot.
Okay. So it didn't take you long to do it. It took you a long time to concept it, but once you got it done, the idea, then you just kind of shot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. It's very nicely done.
Thanks, John.
Nicely done. What? And we have a James and the Giant Apple. Whose is this? Well, I can do this. I'm pretty good at finding out this way. Tucker, Mr. Jens, Mr. Tucker Jens. I don't think Tucker's with us tonight, is he? Nope. Tucker. Right. That's kind of cool. I think the problem with the shot may be that the light on the apple is not the same light as on the. Maybe it is. I don't see any shadow. Well, maybe it is. I take that back. Maybe it is. I think I would have got to watch out for this damn tangent right here. Just locks the apple in the wave area. and I would have taken it up above into the ocean area, expanded it in size a little bit, and then if it's going to be in the water, it has to look like the water's interacting with it, and it's not. So we bring it, Tucker, just bring it forward a little bit so it's on the sand, and I think you'll get your feeling of reality back there. So if it's forward a little bit and above the ocean there, right now it's like we have a band of sky and ocean, then we have a band of waves and a band of sand, and the apple is locked in the wave band. It's just to the bottom and it's just to the top, so it doesn't really have any dynamics. So even if you brought it forward and left it, you left it the same size, drop it down on the page, left it the same size, it would then be in the waves and there'd be waves above it, but it would also be in the sand, so it would be slicing through those two bands. I think it would be a better shot. But a very good attempt and a fun shot, Tucker. It's a big apple. Aaron.
Hello.
Hi. I was playing with this shot earlier, by the way. The interesting thing about this photograph is all these little textures, and yet you chose to throw everything out of focus. Why did you do that? What was because the only thing that's really in focus is this apple right here and this part of the apple here. So when you decided to go with the real shallow depth of field, why was that?
Because I wanted to focus on the apple.
Okay.
More than the cheese or.
Okay. I would have gone with a little bit more, because the apple, even though the apple's there, we have plenty of focus on it because it's the only thing that's red. It's just that thing. Now tell me how you lit this.
I had I found an octagonal softbox that I can put my speed lights in, and that's off to the right, and then surrounded by fill cards. And that's a rusty cookie sheet I used.
Oh, okay. Your rusty cookie sheet. Cool. I love those things. That's when you want to run up to the Goodwill and grab all the stuff that other people want to get rid of.
Well, I have used that one myself, but it makes for really kind of a good background for this kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, it does make a good background for it. It really does, and that's the nice thing. The shot looks a little flat to me, Aaron. That's the only thing, the only major criticism. It seems like it's a little bit underexposed to me. I grabbed your shot and stuck it in Photoshop, and I raised it by a half stop, and it looked better.
Just the overall exposure.
Yep, just the whole thing. I brought the whole thing up. Because the apples look kind of muddy, and half a stop, boy, just brought it right back.
Okay.
So yeah, when you're doing these, bracket, folks. It's I would rather see you bracket by thirds of a stop than try to fix it in Photoshop later or Lightroom. Just bracket. Put that camera on a tripod, and if you see this shot that looks great, look at the back of the screen. That looks great. Now do 2/3 over and 2/3 under, and we'll find the right one.
I actually had to stand on a stool and take the shot because I was getting it from overhead, so I couldn't use my tripod on that one.
Okay, what lens did you use?
I think I used my 28-75.
Okay.
Probably at 75.
At 75. Okay. Oh, you're on a crop frame sensor.
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So the 75 is close to.
The Pentax is a 1.5. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're closer to 100 about 120
Yeah.
millimeter. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
But I do like that lens for this stuff. So
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. And shooting on the floor, yeah, we do that. Oh, yeah, we do. We shoot on the
Yeah.
floor. Little step stools and everything. That's what we
Yeah.
do. Yeah, very nice. A nice attempt. I'm sure you learned something. Let's keep at it. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Very good. And we've got Barbara Tozier. Is Barbara on here today? Barbara, not here. Very romantic shot, Barbara, with the little soft focus and the light coming in from the windows, the dappled light. Just a beautiful shot. Fun, clean, and very stylistic. Very stylistic of the kind of things Barbara likes to shoot. So, staying true to her style. Good job, Barbara. I think you did a nice job on it. I wish you were here to tell us how you did it, but beautiful shot nonetheless. Apples and cinnamon go together, huh? All right, whose is this?
It's mine.
Whose? Paula?
It's mine. Sorry.
Okay. What you hollow the apple out? Is that what's going on, or?
Mm-hmm.
And then you fill it with what? What is this stuff?
That's brown sugar and cinnamon and a little bit of butter mixed in with it to get it down inside, and then you put a little pat of butter on the top.
Oh.
I don't get to eat these very often.
Oh.
No, but you die pleasure every time.
That looks.
I'm hungry.
I haven't
really
made baked
good.
apples since I was a kid.
Oh, this is a baked apple? I've never had a baked
Yeah.
apple. Ever had a baked apple.
The picture that you really, really liked was the end result from this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gonna have to try that. That was a beautiful shot. Tell us how you lit it.
Up at the top is, I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
Up at the top is the kitchen window. To the right, I have one of those 2x3 foam core boards just to kind of open up the right side of the shot a little bit. And then at the bottom of the shot is where the tripod was, and I set a silver reflector on it because I remember the last time I tried to do this with a white card, it wasn't quite enough. So I thought the silver reflector would be a little bit better.
Remember, silver reflectors don't necessarily give you more light because if there's not a light hitting them, they're actually black. Silver reflectors are
think about that.
specular. Yep, they're specular. So just
But
like
I
a
could
mirror. I can see your right here on this edge, right here. I can see that silver. If you're going to use a silver reflector, you might think about grabbing a light and hitting it so that it actually bounces. If it doesn't see a light source, it's actually black. It doesn't do anything.
It did open up the shot.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, but I'm not sure it opened it up any more than a white card would.
okay.
You're right here to the edge, so that white card could have been right here where it says assignment 30.
Yeah.
So
and that's pretty much where the reflector was. So
yeah.
Yeah, I found the silver gives me a little sharper specular with about the same bounce back.
Yeah,
mine's a collapsible, so I guess it's got a lot of texture to it, so it's probably catching on those little ridges and edges and stuff.
that may be.
Yep. If you want something bright and silvery to pop it back more than a white card, crinkle the heck out of your aluminum foil.
Okay.
And when it gets a little bit of a texture to it, it'll actually kick more light back because since the texture's got all kinds of, pretty much infinity angles, right?
Right.
then it's going to catch every little light source in there and light up, and it becomes more of a dappled or a less pure specular. So that will work very well for creating that. So
that makes me think. I've done a lot of I've been trying to coat a side of foam core with aluminum foil, thinking I'm going to get a good silver reflector, and I've always been disappointed. Would I be better if I crushed the aluminum foil first, then straightened it out, then glued it on?
Yep.
I'm going to try it.
They also make at video places. They make a silver. It's like a. Remember that paper that Ilford used to make? I think they still make it, called stipple. Do you know what stipple paper is, folks? It's got little bumps on it. Stipple paper is great. If you print something on stipple paper, not much anymore because the scanners have all fixed that. But back in the day, we would print our proofs on stipple. So if they took a proof and they stuck it in a scanner, basically every little bump turned into a specular of the scanner light. So it would make a terrible scan, just terrible. Of course, then the scanning people fix that in the software. So you can't use that to protect your images. But that's how that silver was. It had little teeny bumps in it and was amazing, just absolutely an amazing surface for bounce. And I had a roll of it for years, and when I moved studios, it disappeared. So I don't know where the heck it ended up. But unmute Dennis again there. Very nice, Paul. Real pretty photograph. Very pretty photograph. And number. Oh, this is a nicely done shot. Whose is this? This is fun.
Oh, it's mine, Smita here.
Smita, this is very fun. Very nice. What's the?
Thank you.
You did all kinds of different lighting on this.
Yeah.
Tell us what you did.
So I thought about the concept an apple a day, and actually wanted to do 8, but I couldn't find the time, so I did 4. And I lighted them in, place them in different angles. I just have one light source. That's my window.
Mm-hmm.
And with the green apple, it's coming in from a 45-degree angle. And I have a white card on the side, on the right side.
Mm-hmm. So did you shoot these all at one time, Smita, or did you? Was this over the period of the assignment time?
The first 3 were the same on the same day, and the last one I shot another one, but that didn't work out very well. So I shot the last one on Friday.
What's the light on the last one?
Last one is again it's the same window light, and it's coming in from behind.
Yeah, but this is this is actually direct sun coming through that window, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's so when the sun's coming through folks, when the sun is coming through the window, it's really not window light. It's really sunlight. Window light, the definition that we use in photography would be the diffused window light. But the sun's coming right through and giving us this hard shadow here. And this is a white card to this side?
Yes.
Wow. This is fun, Smita. This is very fun. You should be proud of this. Nice little presentation of, and something I like very much is dark, 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 light, 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 light. And yet the apples stay right across here, all the apples on the same plane. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Very good.
Question on the last one?
Yeah.
The blinds lighting across the background. Is it just light reflecting on the wall from blinds, or did you do something to put those in?
No, that's actually a white foam core, and the light's falling in from the window through the blinds on it.
Cool.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, so the blinds are down just far enough where that blind shape hits the foam core, but not the apple.
Yes.
That's cool.
Well, yeah, really well thought out. Very good. Fun. Questions, anyone? Questions? Okay. You have your assignments. I gave you a free week for the Thanksgiving weekend. I know some of you are in Europe and you don't know about Thanksgiving, but here in the States, Thanksgiving is it's a big deal and people are get real stressed that week. So it's a free shoot week. Redo something, do something else, what have you. We will meet on our Monday night that Thanksgiving week and look at the I'm sorry, it's the Monday after Thanksgiving. It's during the Thanksgiving week that you can do your free shot and not be stressed by me giving you something outrageous to do. I'm saving that for the week after Thanksgiving. So,
Dang it.
yeah. So I should say, like, enjoy your meal while you can.
See, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to have family all over the place to watch my twins. I might actually be able to pull something off.
Well, I'm actually putting up a page to see your Thanksgiving Day shots. And those of you in other parts of the world can join in. Thanksgiving is a holiday in America where we give thanks for all the wonderful things we have and then go to bed early so we can trample the shit out of people on the next day trying to buy stuff that we don't have. Just an amazing time of year.
Yeah, that's not what I...
Yep. I'm giving thanks for everything I have. I got to go to bed early because tomorrow's Black Friday. Got to get up at 2 a.m. and be waiting in the Target line to save $8 on a toaster or something. It's just crazy.
I've done that once in my life.
I have. I did it only once and will never do it again. And I was much younger. I would never do it again. I'm all done. My Christmas shopping is done. Thank you very much.
I give thanks for the internet on Thanksgiving, so I don't have to get up at 2 a.m.
There you go. Yeah, I do my Christmas shopping all through the year and store it down at the studio. So I'm done. I got to get some Christmas cards and stuff like that, but that's it. I got the books and the CDs and the stuff that I'm going to give out to people. And family is getting a book of photographs from me that I'm making over at Artifact Uprising. And what the heck? Handmade gifts are fun anyway. All right. If there's no questions, I will let you go. Have a great evening. And see you next week.
Thanks, Don.
All right. Good night now.
Bye, Don.